The sun was a red smear. It painted the eastern horizon. Below, the contested border zone lay quiet. Too quiet. Thin wisps of cloud clung to the jagged mountain peaks. Cold air bit at exposed skin. This was no man's land from 20,000 feet. A place where rules were often broken. Today would be no different. The tension was a physical thing. It filled every cockpit. Two F-35 Lightning IIs sliced through the thin air. Call sign Viper Lead and Viper 2. Their pilots were Major Jackson Stryker Cole and Captain Eva Switch Rostova. Their jets were invisible. Stealth technology at its finest, loaded with advanced air-to-air missiles. They were the tip of the spear, sent to patrol, to watch. And if necessary, to engage. Suddenly distant radar contacts flickered. The sky was about to erupt. AWACS confirms multiple hostiles, Vipers. They are felons, advanced enemy aircraft designed for stealth and agility. Weapons free, the controller's voice crackled over the radio, signaling the start of the engagement. The rules of engagement were clear, no crossing the line, but in the heat of battle, lines often blur. They had just crossed it, entering hostile territory. Stryker pushed his throttle forward, feeling the raw power of his machine. The F-35 surged with power, its engines roaring to life. Acceleration pressed him into his seat. Switch matched his move, both pilots in perfect sync. They climbed for altitude advantage, aiming to dominate the skies. Every foot gained was a tactical plus. The distance closed rapidly, bringing them closer to the enemy. 60 miles, 50, 40, the tension was palpable. Dots appeared on their helmet-mounted displays, indicating enemy positions. The felons were spreading out, a standard search formation, trying to find them, but the F-35s were elusive. But the F-35s were ghosts, hard to detect, harder to target thanks to their advanced stealth technology. The American pilots had the technological edge. For now, it was their advantage. Viper Lead, Fox 3, Stryker announced, his voice steady. He launched a long-range AMRAAM missile, aiming to take out the lead felon. The weapon shot off the rail, a deadly projectile in the sky, a streak of smoke in the cold air, marking the missile's path. The dogfight was about to begin, a high-stakes battle in the sky. The sky became a deadly ballet. Streaks of vapor trailed the fighters. They twisted, they turned. High G maneuvers stressed airframes and pilots. Stryker locked onto a felon. The enemy pilot was good. He pulled his jet into a tight climbing spiral, trying to bleed Stryker's energy, trying to get behind him. The F-35's powerful engine roared. Its advanced flight controls responded instantly. Switch was covering Stryker. Stryker, bogey on your 6. Low. Her warning was sharp. Another felon had slipped in. It was trying for a gun run. Stryker broke hard right. He dumped flares. The heat-seeking missile from the felon went wide, exploding harmlessly. Close, too close. He owed Switch 1. Teamwork was everything up here. Section 4. Ace's Gambit, the decisive maneuver. Stryker saw his chance, a fleeting moment that could turn the tide of the battle. A felon was pressing its attack on Switch. It was focused, too focused, almost as if it was oblivious to the danger lurking behind. Stryker cut his throttle, deploying his air brakes. A dangerous move indeed, one that could either spell disaster or victory. It would bleed his speed dramatically, making him a slower target, an easy prey if not executed with precision. But, it might just work if he timed it perfectly. Timing was everything in aerial combat. It was a gamble, a high-stakes poker game at Mach 1 where the stakes were life and death. The pursuing felon overshot, flying right past Stryker's canopy, a critical mistake in the heat of battle. For a split second, Stryker saw the enemy pilot's helmet, the surprise in his posture, a moment of realization that he had been outmaneuvered. Stryker slammed the throttles to full afterburner, feeling the raw power surge through his jet. His F-35, despite its lower speed, had incredible agility, a trait that could be a game-changer. He nosed the jet up, pointing directly at the felon's exposed belly, a vulnerable spot that could be exploited. The enemy was now in front, vulnerable. "Fox 2!" Stryker called, his voice steady and determined. He fired a short-range Sidewinder missile, a weapon known for its deadly accuracy. The heat-seeker screamed off the rail, its path unwavering. It had a perfect lock, a hunter zeroing in on its prey. The felon pilot had no time to react. The missile tracked true, its fate sealed. It slammed into the felon's engine compartment, a direct hit. A brilliant orange fireball erupted, marking the end of the felon. Section 5. Silent Skies, Victory and its Echoes. The remaining felons saw their comrades fall. Their formation broke completely, scattering like leaves in a storm. One turned tail and fled north, streaking for the safety of its own airspace, desperate to escape the chaos. The other tried one last desperate attack, a final act of defiance. It fired a wild missile, but it went nowhere near its target. Stryker easily evaded it, the missile spiraling harmlessly into the void. Then, that felon too, turned and ran. The fight was over. They had won. Stryker and Switch regrouped, their jets flying side by side. Viper 2, report damage, Stryker requested. Controllable, Stryker, came the calm reply. Right wingtip missile rail gone, some hydraulic leakage but nothing critical. But she'll get me home, Switch replied, her voice tired now, the adrenaline ebbing away. The adrenaline was fading, leaving behind bone-deep exhaustion, a weariness that settled into their very bones. They had faced the enemy, they had survived, they had fought bravely and emerged victorious. They had protected the line, ensuring the safety of their comrades below. The flight back to base was quiet, a stark contrast to the chaos of battle. The vast sky, moments before a battlefield, was now serene, peaceful, empty. The echoes of victory lingered in the silence.